Hello, everybody. We're back for stats and for fun. We're here after Monday Night Football, kind of rounding up our week here. To start, passing leaders, Matt Ryan remains on top, even with one less game. You look up here at the yards per game, quite impressive stretch for him as we see Mahomes trailing close behind. Then Rodgers, Wilson, and Herbert jumps into the top after a big week against the Steelers. I'm sorry, excuse me. And then Matt Ryan still leads the league in completions, but again, him and Mahomes have been flirting right near the same in a lot of these stats. But again, one less game for Matt Ryan compared to him. We'll show it literally over here. And then attempts, Ben Roethlisberger still near the top. Poor completion percentage, but in the top. Bridgewater jumps up there, but we'll talk about him more later. Mahomes still has that one touchdown advantage after a nice week, but Matt Ryan just the one touchdown behind. Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen trailing by another one touchdown, and then Russell Wilson rounds out our top five interceptions. Tannehill and Bridgewater now tied for the lead in interceptions. Bridgewater had 2 picks in the last game. Then it's Baker, Prescott, and Jared Goff with 11 rounding out our top five. No one at that 69% mark. Highest is Rodgers at 68% completion. Russ and Mahomes at 67. Matt Ryan and Tom Brady at 66. Take quickly at the yards per game, then the passer rating. As you can see, Aaron Rodgers still leading at 107, Mahomes at 103.5, 101.5 for Josh Allen, 100.5 for Matt Ryan, and 100 even for Russ Wilson. So the top five all at 100. For yards per attempt, Mahomes still leading the way, Matt Ryan in a close second, Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, and Justin Fields all rounding out that top grouping. Trevor Lawrence has the longest pass on the season, with Fields, Rodgers, Mahomes, and Wentz trailing close behind. 4 sacks, poor Jared Goff. And then moving on to the rushing um, attack here. Nick Chubb is our first 1,000-yard rusher. A rough game for the Browns, but at least he did hit 1,000. Derrick Henry had a huge week, and I thought he was going to cross 1,000, but he fell just 10 yards short. So unfortunate that he fell just barely short in his 10th game. But that being said, what are you going to do? And then we'll look at attempts. Derrick Henry still does lead the way in attempts by a decent margin. So his yards per carry, not quite as good as some of these other top guys, but he's still obviously been great on the year. Then into the yards, usually cut off at about, so I've done about 40% of the highest because Henry's kind of up there. Half of Aaron Jones is usually about what I've done for the cutoff. Hasn't been clear, but Lamar's always been in it because his volume's been good. Nearly 100 carries, 6.7. He's been awesome. Basically, whatever I choose, Lamar should be in it because he's had the volume. Zeke with 123 carries is up there. Joe Mixon, nice. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb also up there. My boy Javante had a shit game on Sunday night. But Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and touchdowns still leading. James Robinson, and then a bunch of players here sitting at that 8 touchdown mark and then per game. Zeke still leads the way, having the bye week already. And Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry have not. Wait, yeah, because it's 11 games. Yeah, okay. 11 games, 11 games, 10 games. So I thought Zeke might have snuck in and been the first one to get there, but he didn't end up getting there. So it is what it is. Broken tackles like Chubb still leading the way. Najee had a nice week for breaking tackles. Uh, Yards after contact, still Nick Chubb, still Joe Mixon, Kareem Hunt still around there as well. Longest run, Carter, Joe Mixon, Kareem Hunt, Jonathan Taylor. Nick Chubb had his 75-yard run last week. I think it was no, who was it? Someone had a 75-yard run that. Oh, it was Cook. Dalvin Cook, I think, had the run. Um, and games played. Mahomes with the 11 so far. Then receiving, Adam Thielen takes over Tyreek Hill after needing overtime to do it, but he does take over the receiving yards lead. Then it's Hill, Adams, Russell Gage, still Calvin Ridley in that top five, despite taking a bit of a break. Devontae Adams does lead in catches, Gage in second, Max Williams in third, Julio, and then DK Metcalf. DK had a huge week as well. And for this, I'm not sure what the cutoff would be, but Adam Thielen up there. I probably should plug in my headset instead of just letting it beep at me. What do you guys think? Um, so just give me a second so it doesn't turn off on me. I forgot to charge it last night. Rookie streamer here. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So as you see, Jalen Waddle still near the top. Thielen, Samuel, Galladay, Jalen Waddle, and Tyreek Hill all up there. I'm not sure where I cut it off at. 30 catches or something. I don't know. I'll probably just include all those guys in the league leaders. But 8 touchdown catches. Crowds be getting a little bit crowded. Got 4 guys with 8 touchdown catches. Cole Beasley, Tyreek Hill, and Russell Gage at the 7 touchdown mark. Yards after catch. Kelsey, Adams, Allaire, Waddle, and Snead all having great seasons after the catch. And then G.J. Chark had that 90-yarder last week. 4 sacks allowed. Fucking Vaitai, man. We are getting close to Vaitai has allowed more sacks than other quarterbacks have been sacked levels, and that's bad. That's bad. And that's rough. It's so bad. Vaitai has been an absolute train wreck. So yeah, what are you gonna say? Fred Warner and Singleton both get over the 100 tackle mark. Fred Warner has more tackles after a huge week. They needed him to tackle everybody. Kyle Van Noy knocking on the door. Get there next week most likely. And Blake Martinez, Michael Parsons, and Darius Leonard round out our top 5-ish, unquote. Take a look at the solo tackles, where Singleton does have a pretty nice lead. Assisted tackles, Fred Warner has a pretty decent lead. Leonard is good in that category as well. Tackle for losses, Buckner does take a full lead with Leonard Williams not having one. Jeremiah Jones has one, I believe, last week. No, they're on bye. Yeah, no. So he's 16. He stayed put. But the big story is we have new leaders for sacks with TJ Watt missing the last 2 weeks to various injuries. Myles Garrett has taken over with a 6.5 sack game. All of them have had a big one. He just had his Defensive Player of the Year favorite for sure. Look at all those tackle for losses too. God, Zaire Smith could never. Oh, hey, there he is in second place. Shaq Barrett and Von Miller each rounding out our top 5. Jerry Hughes also had a huge week to get to 10 sacks. And then still sitting at only William Jackson with the 5 interceptions. But we have some more company here in the 4, I believe. Carlton Davis joins us in the 4, and Jalen Smith also joins us in the 4 interception category, if you will. We've got some new people for the touchdowns for sure. Pass collections, Kendall Fuller takes the lead. Janoris Jenkins and Lattimore join us at above 10 with Denzel Ward and Adoree Jackson. I guess that's not really accurate. Yeah, 10 in like week 1, they said. Forced fumbles. Yeah, just a lot of 2. Hope recoveries. No one else joins the 2 gang. This is not right unless I do it through by conference. Kerry Hyder blocks the 2nd kick. Safeties, Avery, the GOAT. And then touchdowns. This is interesting because we have 2 new touchdowns at least that I've seen. Where they at? Kareem Jackson had one before. Minka gets that pick 6, and they're not going to show my boy Cassius Marsh? Not even in the AFC? Damn, that's rough. He covered one in the end zone. So yeah, weird. Whatever. And we'll take a look at downs played too, because I did it for stat. Jalen Brown's still a comfortable 78 down lead over everybody else. Kicking, Butker remains our top dog. Was 1 for 1, I think. So still made the most kicks in the league so far. Crosby has not been as efficient on field goals, but he has been pretty good at extra points, so it's pretty alright. Still the 3 blocked. And then we'll take a look at the 50-yarders. Butker adds another one, I think. Not sure though. Boswell adds another one. Quinn Norton could not add one more. He missed his chance. Therefore, punting. Jack Fox has the most yards, taking over Anger. And then average Hack does take the lead. Kern tied, basically. Tressway, J.K. Scott, Niswander, A.J. Cole. Our average Hack still tearing it up on that front. Also has 2 blocks, and he's still up there for the net average, so that's something. And then for the kick return, our log is still going to be Erickson, the 69 yards, Kenny Drake. But then for the punt return, Devin Duvernay, the touchdown, our first special teams touchdown of the year, the 73-yard punt return for the touchdown. Huge play in the game, ended up winning it for him. So obviously, massive production from him there. Total offense, the Packers are on top of the Cardinals just ever so slightly. You see the Falcons, Panthers, Chiefs, all kind of rounding out that top 5. Passing offense, Falcons, Chiefs, Packers, Seahawks, Bills, all expected. Rushing offense, Cardinals, Titans, Cowboys, Packers, and Browns. Again, expected. Packers do hit that 30 points per game threshold. The Seahawks, Chiefs right behind them. The gap between them and the Steelers, Cowboys, and the Cardinals, kind of all in that second tier of points scorers. Cardinals are just about to get to that 200 first down mark. If that means anything, I don't know. Ravens, still the best defense in the league by total yards. The Bucs are, though, kind of approaching on that front. Then the Seahawks, best passing defense. Going against the test in the Arizona Cardinals, they did a good job. And then for rushing yards, still the Bucs as the best. The Raiders have been pretty solid. Patriots, Steelers, Cowboys, and then for points allowed, the Bucs still have a commanding lead, 45-point lead over the Packers, the Ravens as well. And yeah, sacks. The Packers do have still quite a bit of a lead, but the Steelers and the Bucs are at 39, 5 sacks behind them, the Browns. And then for fumbles, Steelers have taken the lead after that sack fumble they had. Near the top. For conversions, Steelers still lead the way at third downs. Raiders, Jaguars, Saints, Colts, Jets at the bottom. See the top. We'll just go for the most fourth down conversions. The Lions 12 for 17, pretty solid. Most 2-point conversions, still the Packers have 4. Offense touchdown percentage, the Chargers are the best in the league at it. But then the Dolphins are still the worst. Did get a big win this week though, so hopefully that's turning around for them. Then for defense, the Bucs are the best. Jets are down there too. The Dolphins have been pretty good at defense in the red zone, at least not allowing touchdowns. The Cowboys, Raiders, Falcons, Chiefs, Cardinals, all pretty bad at stopping touchdowns in the red zone. The Bucs have taken over the fewest penalties committed, or at least yards. The Rams remain on top. Some teams pushing them for the top though. For turnover differential, the Patriots remain on top, still a 5 turnover differential lead. Vikings, the Steelers, Rams, they're kind of tied at +8. For fewest giveaways, the Patriots have the lead. It's Raiders and Bills. For the most takeaways, the Patriots have the lead, but Vikings are closing, have had a very dynamic defense throughout the year. So, and we'll just take a look at the standings and get out of here. What do you say? So we start with the NFL. We do have the Patriots taking their first loss of the season. The Packers, they still have the 1 seed overall and no 1 seed in the AFC because they haven't had their bye yet. The Packers, obviously, right behind them. Oop, did I press circle? Shoot. Okay. And the Bucs and Steelers are our other 1-loss team. And then there's a gap between them and the 3-loss, 4-loss teams down here in the division. I'm not sure how it orders these teams, because the 700 win percentage team is ahead of. Oh, I haven't advanced the week. Okay, I'll have to check back in on these standings as far as like who ranks where. But I will say playoff seedings and stuff like that. We'll start by win percentage because that's how it actually is done. So the Jaguars with the 3 seed, the Chiefs will hold the 4 seed. Raiders the top seed in the. Okay, so this is kind of muddied. These 4 for the wild card. Who will be where? It's kind of hard to say with this, so we'll leave that to the advanced thing. I'll try to share it with King of Prussia, who does the rankings. And the NFC, Still the story, the Falcons do have a commanding lead over the wild card race. The Cowboys are a reasonable playoff team, and then between the Vikings and Seahawks, one of them is a playoff team, but we just don't know which one. Cardinals are obviously in the playoffs. And then for the AFC North, you can see kind of taking shape, 3-game lead for the Steelers, and then the Browns kind of falling out of it, coming into their bye. The Jaguars having a 2.5-game lead over the Titans. Titans are coming, but are they going to be able to come fast enough? The Colts have dropped 5 in a row. Texans have dropped 7 in a row. Both teams just free fall. The Patriots just lost their first game, but the Bills and Jets and Dolphins aren't really seeming to pose much of a threat to them for the division. Seems like it's theirs, 3-game lead. The Chiefs have a half-game lead over the Raiders, who lost this week. The Chiefs haven't gone on bye yet, is what I should have said. But the Broncos and the Chargers, Chargers dropping on Sunday night, despite playing a good game. But this whole division lost this week, if they played, should mention. But the Packers, 4.5-game lead. This division is quickly becoming over. And the Bears falling to 3-7, not looking good for them. And then the Bucks have a 3-game lead over the Falcons as well. Cowboys have jumped out to a 2-game lead over the football team. Football team did get a big win this week, so trying to stay in the picture, see if they can knock them down and take the lead. The Rams gain a half-game lead on their bye week. The Cardinals dropping to the Seahawks. This division has remained very close. So we'll take a look at the 2-8 teams, the Giants and the Texans. Then the Eagles, Panthers, and Colts rounding out our top 5 picks. Lions, Bears, Saints, and football team kind of sit in that next tier of teams. Then the Dolphins on their own. The Niners just above the Dolphins, so kind of a vested interest in that. Yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Appreciate you for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next week.